Hey, what's up guys, and I'm back with a deck profile of the deck I've been using a lot lately, and it's my Tempest Gustos. This deck profile will mark the ending of me using my Tempest Gustos for a while. I might come back to this deck later, but for now, I'll end it off this run with a deck profile. So let's get on with this. I'll just go through the cards first and then explain some of the choices I make. So, two Cams, two Debris Dragons, three Gusto Eagles, three Gusto Griffins, three Gusto Goldo, two Lightnings, three Tempests, and three Windas, and one Windrose. Now for the spells, I ran two Creature Swap, one Dark Hole, two Gold Sarcophaguses, one Heavy, one Monster Reborn, two MSTs, one Pot of Avarice, two Dualities, and for the trap lineup, we have two Compulses, two Fiendish, one Mirror Force, and a Solemn Judgment. Actually, I don't want Solemn Judgment, I want Solemn Warning. So let's get that right now. Let's make quick changes on the go. Alright, one Solemn Warning. So I'll explain this later. And then for our extra deck, one Catastor, one Ancient Fairy Dragon, one Black Rose Dragon, one Celestial Dragon, or Starform Dragon, whichever one you prefer. This card that I can't really pronounce, the level 3 Synchro. Yeah, don't ask me to pronounce this. Cleom Solace, whatever. The level 3 Synchro. Crimson Blader, Degusto Goldos, Degustos Freeze, Darge, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, and Dot Roller Archfiend. For the Exceeds, I have Lightning Chidori, Dragosack, and Big Eye. Now, the side deck's not the best, but I'll share it with you anyways. Three Drolling Lockbirds, the third MST, two Prohibitions, two System Downs, one Dust Tornado, three Goes and Matches, and two Skill Drains. So I'll explain briefly about this deck. This deck, it's kind of a conservative deck in a way. So usually you want to play kind of like defensively and conserve your resources until your opponent wastes all the resources, and that's when you go in for the kill, pretty much. So I run two Cams. The three Cams were it just gets too cloggy. One Cam, you could kind of work with it. It just, once Cam's gone, you can't really recycle it anymore, because Cam just works out like a pot of avarice for your recruiter loop. And speaking of the recruiter loop, we have the three Eagles, three Guldos, and the three Windas. I've seen some players play two Windas because Winda's not like the best card or the best recruiter, so they just run like two. It works, but however, I play really defensively, and I usually rely on this recruiter loop a lot. Like, I just stay with the recruiter loop until like I really need to make a big push. So I have three of each recruiter. You could cut this out if you want to put in something else, but I just like having it at three. Now the boss monster, in a way, the Tempest and the Lightning. So with the Tempest and the Lightning, you usually want to use its effect to discard it with Gusto Griffin. Because what Gusto Griffin allows you to do is special summon a Gusto monster if it was sent from the hand to the grave. And by using Tempest or Lightning's effect, it allows it to go from the hand to the grave and allow you to special summon a Gusto, whether it be like a level 1 tuner, one of the recruiters, or maybe something to recycle. So the Tempest allows for a good combination to allow you to special summon a lot. So you usually want to combine it with the Gusto Griffins, and if not, maybe you're in a desperate situation. So, and plus, it's a good boss monster to like overlay for like Dragosack or Big Eye. You know, you could still go for those E-Dragon plays, but just not as often. It's not like you have to use Tempest like every single turn, like with the E-Dragons. You usually don't want to rely on Tempest too much. You don't want to banish thoughtlessly, because you want your recruiters back in your deck. So, and then 2 Debris Dragons, because you have how many targets? 1, 2, 3, 3 targets for your Debris Dragon. It allows you to get a recruiter out of your grave, maybe even go for a level 7 Synchro for like Black Rose or Ancient Fairy Dragon. So, but usually you would usually use Debris Dragon for a level 4 Exceed for Lightning Chidori. So it'd be don't need that. It'd be like Debris Dragon and Cam. You usually want to overlay with those two. So, and if not, you could, I mean, you could like synchro, and plus you could synchro with Gusto Griffin if he's actually on the field. You could not Gusto. You could synchro with those with this to get Gaydarg. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this card just allows you to use Gusto Griffin like a lot more. So I think that sums up all the monsters up except Windrose. Windrose is just my tech. You could get this out really easily. Cause like, let's say, I don't know, if you have a first turn Lightning, Gusto Griffin, and yeah, let's just go with those 2. So like you discard these 2, you bring out a Tempest, and come on, and an Eagle. So that's like basically these 2 are in the grave, and then these 2 on the field. You synchro with these 2 for like I don't know, Stardust. Oh well, you can't really drag Stardust. Whoops. So Stardust. Alright, let's put Stardust back. So you have Stardust. That's basically 5 wind monsters. 4 in the grave, and then 1 waiting to go to the grave. So you could get Windrose really easily. You could bring him out really easily. And plus, if you have like a lot of recruiters, you have Cam to put him back in the deck, and reuse draw power, and plus you have less targets for Windrose. So yeah, it's just a personal tech I have of mine, and it's a really easy card to get out. So let's move on to like the spells. Run 2 creature swaps. A Gusto deck would not be complete without creature swap. What more do I have to say? This card wins you games. It allows you to OTK, and it's too good of a card to not run. So you usually want to creature swap Goldo or Eagle, because Windows effect will not go off if you creature swap, because it needs to be by an opponent's attacking monster, so it's not gonna work at them. So you usually want to either put Gildo or Eagle. Dark Hole, nothing explained. Gold Sarks. Um, just to get to your like Lightning or Debris Dragon faster with Tempest. So it just kind of deck thins in a way. Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, 2 MSTs. I took out one of them because I don't know. I felt like MST was clogging my deck too much, but I need that like back row destruction kind of, because I need to get my plays off if I'm actually going for a push. So if it's like a trap heavy deck, I'm gonna just side in that third MST, and if not, then I'll continue with 2. 2's not a bad number. 3 just helps it a bit more, but this deck is really tight on space. So Pot of Avarice, you're gonna get a lot of monsters in your grave really quickly, and Pot of Avarice helps you recycle them, even though you have like even though if you have like a cam, it's kind it cam's enough, but if you don't have cam, you have a Pot of Avarice to kind of recycle yourself. Your like recruiters and all that, your synchros and recruiter and exceeds. So Pot of Avarice helps. 2 pots of dualities. They just help with consistency. In a build I'm testing out, I run Maxi over these pot of dualities. But the thing with Maxi is, I can't control what I draw into, so you usually don't want to draw into like a recruiter. So that's the only downside I have of Maxi over pot of duality. Because pot of duality allows you to like pick the card you want, and like if there's like 2 recruiters and one different card, you don't have to get the recruiter, you could just put him back in the deck. So that's the only reason to run pot over Maxi, but I don't know. And then the 2 compulsives, it's just that I like compulsives. Gets rid of Zen mains, Stardust, any problematic card that can't really be destroyed by like card effects. So it's just a good card. 2 Fiendish Chains. The reason I will run Fiendish over Breakthrough Scale is that I play defensively, and Fiendish Chain helps with the defense because it stops their effects, plus they can't attack. So that's the only reason I'm running Breakthrough Skill. I mean, running Fiendish Chain over Breakthrough Skill, because Breakthrough Skill is not a bad card. Unless I'm like really going for a push. Yeah, and plus, Breakthrough Skill is $40 card. I don't know if the price has lowered though, but it's an expensive card, and might as well run Fiendish that does almost the same job as Breakthrough. And that 1 Mirror Force. Sometimes you run out of recruiters, or they swarm the field faster, and they somehow like sent a recruiter to the graveyard without destroying with a battle. So at least you have 1 Mirror Force to kind of protect you from like OTKs and stuff. And the Solemn Warning, as you can tell during the deck profile, I switched it out from a Solemn Judgment to Solemn Warning. I switched it out because with Solemn Judgment, most of the time I would use it for like summons, and I don't want to pay like 4,000, because usually it's in like the beginning of the game. I don't want to pay like 4,000 just to get rid of one monster when I could pay 2,000. However, like late game, this thing could be dead because you could have like lower than 2,000 life points. So, But usually you have your recruiter loop to rely on, so your life point shouldn't be in too much of a deficit. So that's why I run Solemn Warning. And now for the extra deck, I'm thinking of taking out the Gusto's freeze. I mean, you could go for that Gusto OTK where you could keep attacking with the recruiter and bringing him back. So, but you rarely get this guy out. The only way you could really get it out is from summoning De Gusto, Guldos, and Eagle. That's like the only way to really get it out. So it's not. So I'm thinking of just taking this out for something else, like maybe even the Stardust Radiance Dragon, because this card could help this deck. But I don't know. For now, I'll just leave it in, just for that option of that OTK. And then yeah, there's nothing really more to explain. Oh, the side deck. Droll and Lockbird, Prophecies, deal with those. Goes and match. E-Dragons, deals with those. Sort of. Unless they have like first turn blaster, then what can you do? Skill drain. Skill drain doesn't hurt this deck too much. Even with Cam, cause like, get out of here. All right, with Cam's effect, it's the cost to shuffle them, so you could shuffle your recruiters back. You just can't be able to draw a card, so it doesn't hurt this deck too bad. Besides like Cam and Debris Dragon, but usually with Debris Dragon, you just overlay with it, anyways. So it's a good card to like stop other monsters. And yeah, this is my deck profile, my Tempest Gustos. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.